How does a product get out there? How can you serve it to your market when it's not perfect? And how do you get the product to be perfect? How do you get your service to be perfect? How do you get your content or your articles to be perfect? Well, we're going to break this down today. We're going to talk about it. So without any further ado, let's get started. Welcome to another episode of the eCreate Biz podcast. I am your host, Caleb Becker, talking about what it's really like to navigate through the challenges of running an online business, how to get your work to serve you and your family without burnout, to gain the freedom of a well-structured business and develop the daily habits that create this success. All right, so like I said, we're going to talk about what it is like to get a product out there or a service that's perfect. So I'm just here to hang out with you today, and I've got my notes written down here, and I'm going to be looking at my notes, but I really want this conversation to be happening between you and me as we discuss this, because it is so important, and I feel like it's time that we talk about this, and it's time that we go over it again. And I don't think it's a topic that necessarily will just die off, but it's a topic that if we have this conversation, it'll spark that interest in our minds. It'll help us to realize what really is important so we can move the needle in our business in the direction that's going to make the difference. So just starting off here, when we are the customer buying a product, okay, for now, we know that you're the business owner, you have a product that you have, or you have a service, or you have an article you're trying to write, or you have content you're trying to get out there. But let's turn the tide and let's be the customer, okay? When we're the customer and we have a product or service that we are trying to decide if it's for us, okay? We are buying the best version of that product. We really are. And it's as good as a product is going to get for that model, for that year, for whatever that product is. You're buying the best version. You're not thinking, oh, this product could be better, or this product could be so much better than what it is, or you might be thinking that it can be improved, but you don't realize that it actually has plans or potential of being better than what it is. You're buying it as it is. You're trying to decide, the money I have in my hand, will the product that I'm going to buy give me the value that is going to help me? Okay? 5 years from now, that product could be way better. But at this point, you don't know that. You just have the only door that's separating between you and the product is the money in your hand. When it's your turn to build a product or to write a blog or to get content out there, what's holding you back from getting it out there? When you realize the customer doesn't know what you have in mind to make it better, what's holding you back? Don't you think that we hold ourselves at such a high standard that we're afraid of what people will think about us, what I'll think about myself if I realize that what I'm getting out there is not perfect? There's a difference between trying to be perfect and lazy. Okay? We're not talking about the lazy, the no-care attitude. We're talking about when you're doing your best and you know that this will serve, but you're stopped because you know that it could be more perfect. All right? So let's just break this down to 3 categories. The afraid to launch, what others are going to think, and that you need to become the expert, okay? Those are the 3 categories we're going to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about afraid to launch, okay? Launch is kind of a broad term in this case because if you have a new product, you got to launch it to your audience, to the public. If you have a service, you have to all of a sudden show up that your service is there and this is a price tag and this is what it's going to be. You launch that service. If you're going to be writing a blog or putting out content, you have to launch it out there, hit the send button so that it becomes public, okay? In that broad sense, we're going to use the word launch. All right. being afraid to launch, all right? Having everything on the line. Your whole structure of yourself is on the line, and your personality and who you are, it's all hanging on the line of this product that you're putting out there. That's a feeling that we get. It's not right, but it's there. It happens. Okay, if it all of a sudden starts gaining traction and people start sharing it and wanting more of it, but then all of a sudden they realize that this is subpar and it's just terrible and it's just not what they wanted, it's going to make you look really bad. And then people might think, oh, this guy is lazy. This girl doesn't know what she's doing. This guy shouldn't have launched this soon. This girl should have put more effort into it. That's what we tell ourselves. That's not what the customers are saying. That's what we tell ourselves. Who's the hardest one on you? It's yourself. It's myself. I'm the hardest one on myself. I think that my customers are, but no, that's me. My customers have no idea. They're not thinking about the strategy and building a product. I am. I've thought long and hard. I've planned. I've ran surveys. I've put the research in, and I developed this product that I just know it's going to work. It's going to help people. The people that I'm helping, they're not thinking about all these other, what do you want to call it? All these other negative thoughts that come and that want to spill over and put you down as a person. They're not thinking about that. So that, to me, is a powerful one. If you're afraid to launch, remember the customers are not thinking like you are. You're the hardest one that's on yourself, not them. Remember that. That'll help swipe away that being afraid of that launch. Okay, what will others think? What will others think? Now, we talked about this one here just before, but I want to open this one up as its own little topic here. What will others think? Will they really think that you're a bad person? Will they really think that you're lazy? No, they won't. They won't. They might say, this is a pretty cool product. I wish I had a string hanging up from here, you know? Like, I wish there was a string holding this thing up, or I wish there was a light up here, or, you know, it could be improved. But they're looking at the product as a whole, as I had $500, I gave it to this business, and now I have this product in my hand. That's what they're thinking. And they might want improvements, but they're not thinking that you're a lazy person or that you're bad at what you do. They're not thinking that. Okay. This other one is becoming an expert. We feel like we need to become the expert. If I'm going to go out and ask you for money, then I have to be the expert in this. I have to be everything, because you're going to be paying me money for something that I created or that I built or that I'm trying to teach you. So now I have to be the expert. That, again, is not true. Okay? And I'll tell you why that's not true. It's not true because if they were expecting you to be the expert and they know more than you do about what an expert looks like in this, they don't need you to build a product anyways. But being they don't know that, then you obviously don't have to be the expert. You're the brave one who went ahead and put your idea out there. And that is what really counts. You're the brave one. You're the one who decided, you know, I understood the market and I realized that this is what they were asking for and this is what I put out there and I know that this is what they're going to resonate with and I know this is going to serve them. So you don't need to become the expert, but what you do need is you need to be one chapter ahead of them. Just one chapter. Think of your product suite as being a book with chapters. The end of the book is it all. And the beginning of the book is the start. And the middle of the book is as you're going along, chapter by chapter, one chapter ahead. Can you position yourself to be one chapter ahead of your customers? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can focus and be ahead. You can get out there early and be ahead. All you need to do is lead. That's it. Not the expert. You need to lead. You need to lead and become a leader that has foresight and vision, and that you care for those that are following, which in this case, it's your customer or your audience. So again, do you need to become an expert? No, you don't need to become an expert. You just need to be one chapter ahead. So just to kind of recap this a little bit, is being afraid to launch and what holds us back, what will others think, and do I need to become an expert? These are the reasons why we are not letting ourselves let go of something, offering it to the world, because it's not perfect. So if we can remember, that's a lot of those are lies, a lot of those are what we're telling ourselves that aren't true, and that it's all a self-inflicted pain that we're putting on ourselves. Then we can just go ahead, close our eyes, and just hit that send button, publish it to the world, let them know that it's here for them. So that's what I have today. I really feel like that this is an important topic, and we can't overlook this too much, because I'll tell you one little quick secret is I was building something, creating a product, getting ready to put it out there, and it was so great, so good, and I was in the building stage, but when it came time to actually publishing it, I all of a sudden was hindered. I just couldn't do it. And I would rather have gone back into the building stages, be hidden away in the building stages when nobody knows about this thing, than have hitting the send button and letting others have a chance to experience it. And that was kind of like strange to realize that that's what was really happening. So I encourage you today, don't worry about making it perfect. Just get it out there. You can do this. I know you can. And you'll get it right. It'll work. Thanks for now, and I'll see you in the next one. So I got a question for you. How is it going inside of your business? What is the outlook for the next 6 months? Can you see light at the end of the tunnel? Or are you coming up against roadblock after roadblock after roadblock that seems like there's no end in sight? Well, I've got good news for you. Today, you're tuning in, you're listening in, and I appreciate you so much. And I know what it's like to be in your shoes, because I am in your shoes. I am doing the same thing you're doing. Creating a business is not easy, and I'm right there with you, and I have this guide that I know will help you out. It's called the Fast Profitable Online Business Guide. It's straightforward, it's simple, and it covers the 3 building blocks of an online business. What should you be focusing on? What's going to make the biggest difference? How to position yourself? What kind of strategies should you be using? And it also has some of the most common mistakes that business owners make and how you can avoid them. Now, like I said, you've tuned in, you're listening in, I appreciate you so much, and I want you to grab that guide for free today. All you got to do is go down below this episode, there's a link, or you can go ahead and just go to ecreatebiz.com/guide. That's GUIDE, and you just simply grab your guide there. That's ecreatebiz.com/guide, GUIDE, or just click the link below this episode. You've got nothing to lose. It's there for you. Again, I appreciate you so much for tuning in and listening today.